Alright, I'm gonna go on a little hike. Thermometer is about 81 right now. This is the hike to get in and out of the campsite. Decent sized hill. Just going down some nice trees. This early summer, it's not the brush isn't as thick or anything, so it's not as bad traveling through here, but I expect here in a month or so this is gonna be pretty hard to manage. I made it out, going for my hike. Tucked in right around here, pretty nice view. Really good portion of the park that I like. Tons of those bluebells, still everywhere. Those seem to be the pretty dominant bloom right now. Let's walk up to the river. So this is just a bend in the river. And it's gone down quite a bit since I was last year. Yeah, I still can't cross there, but usually I can cross there, and there's a nice island right there. Cool limestone rock ledge. A lot of unique characteristics of this park that you don't see in a lot of other places, at least not that I've been. Not a single cloud in the sky. That is such a relaxing sound though. This would be a good spot to set up a hammock if I could find the right trees. Well, I crossed a little stream. Now I'm on the island. There's a stream that I crossed. See if you can see my shoes on the other side. Oh, and apparently zoom is not a function on this camera when it's recording. Oh, there it is. But it's not gonna focus. Well, anyways, those are my boots. And they're made for walking. Trying to zoom it back. There we go. Darn it. Camera. The other part of the river. I thought the water was going to be a lot colder than it was, but it's really not too bad. These rocks are pretty unforgiving on bare feet though. Nice little shady spot right here. I think I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit. This is really nice. Damn vines. Water is so clear. See a seashell in there. A river shell. What a beautiful day. It's my white legs. Oh man. Getting a little dip in the river. Never hurts when it's warm out and the water's this clear. It's a deer footprint in the sand. Right next to it's a little otter footprint. Another one over here. Bring it to one of the first spots, the one that I was mentioning earlier, underneath the swoosh tree. Alright, we've made it to the swoosh tree, and we want to go underneath the swoosh tree. So usually there's a decent path. You kind of got to muscle through some of the brush, but again, it's early summer, so it's not too thick right now. I do have shorts on though, and ticks and stuff like poison ivy and screaming nettle and stuff like that is a concern. But I'm trying to watch my step. Okay, so that should bring you down to this little ravine. Basically, you just take a left at the ravine, follow that. And it's kind of a nice overlook that I found a few years back. Sure, I wasn't the first to find it, obviously, but cool little ledge right here, and then you can see the river. Climbed from up there. This is a pretty cool tree. It's just climbing up from my adventure down there under the rock ledge, and I was climbing along the ridge, so I'm kind of up on the top of a hill. You can see over there, and there's this cool tree just overhanging. I think I'm going to try to climb it. I won't climb it that far out, but we'll see how far we get. Okay, so according to the book, this is an eastern white pine. They can get anywhere from 70 to 100 feet. This one's a pretty big one. I don't have a clue how big, but let's see how far out there we can get. Alright, so I walked up that way. I had a few options. There's a branch right there. Underneath that one there's another branch that's kind of straight lining it out. And then there's this really straight one that goes on for quite a ways. You can see the river down there. Zoom on this thing sucks. I'm just walking back from my little adventure. Gotta go down a hill, cross the river. We'll follow the river. And also, I got a little gash in my forehead when I was climbing that rock. I scraped my head on a rock on the way back up. Yeah, that should be fine. It'll heal. Back up the hill. Well, I made it back to camp. I cleaned up my forehead, and that is exactly why you want to bring first aid kit. There's an opening behind the woods that are right behind my base camp. I'm just coming up to that opening, and I'm going to plant some sunflowers out here. Obviously sunflowers need a lot of sun, and this seems like the perfect place. Literally just a large grassy opening in the middle of some woods. There's a field right over there, and that's a property fence. But otherwise, yeah, get some sunflowers going. Alright, excuse my music in the background. I'm burying my sunflower seeds, and I found a good spot right here, pretty much in the middle of it all. So just digging a hole with this stick. I already buried quite a few. Then I kind of just threw quite a few, so just to see, you never know. When life wants to do something, it'll do it. Let's just add a few here. Holy crap! I didn't want to pour that much. Wow. Take some of those out. Well, that's it. I buried pretty much all of that one packet right here in this field in just various spots. So we'll check back in every now and then. I think usually around early September, late August is when they really start to get big and bloom and everything. Alright, I'm gonna get my dinner started. Gathered some, well, from that pile I just moved it over here pretty much. Got my twig stove, which fits right into this pot. What I'm gonna do is, I'm making chili tonight. I'm gonna actually pour the water in and mix it before I get the fire going. Just let it kind of sit and absorb. So let's do that. Alright, and we'll let it sit there for a little bit. This way it'll cook a lot faster as well. Alright, I got my twig stove going. Still trying to get this top part on. There we go. Alright, there we go. So the chili's been soaking in the water for about 15 minutes now. That soaked up pretty quick actually. Those potatoes are already looking more alive. Good sign. So let's pack this a little more. Get some little pickings. Some more wood in there, and then let's set it right on. That is getting very, very warm. And that is done, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that chili. Came back pretty well. You can hear the highway close by, which is never something you need to hear when you're out here, but I can deal with it for this view. That weird line this camera does when it gets the glare of the sun. Stupid. Hoping the sunset is glorious. I will be out here waiting for it. I found this tree stand. I decided to climb it. Got a great view. I think this would be a good spot to wait for the sunset. Alright, it's starting to get darker, so it's time to bring out my headlamp. I usually get it out before it gets too dark. You can see there. I'm sure I look cool with it. Yeah. Probably just actually wear it around my neck like that until I really need it. I don't think I'll need it for a little bit. I'm going to be paving out a trail a little bit better. There's a whole bunch of prickly ash around up here. It's crazy. It's scratching me all to hell. You can see my arms are pretty scratched up, so. Okay, so I'll show you how my stove setup packs up. So, this guy that goes on top here just goes upside down, go right in there. It's got its own little case, so I'll go ahead and put it in the case. They make these bags, and this goes for every piece of camping equipment, way too small. Like, you gotta wrestle with anything that has a bag just to get it in its bag. And then this fits perfectly right inside. Get my lid, put that in there, and then the pot even came with its own little carrying bag. Just getting my fire going for the night. Small little guy right now, but we don't really need anything big tonight. Like I was saying earlier, it's not even going to get really cold at all, so I don't need it for warmth. really it's just nice to have a fire, kind of a nice comfort. Oh, someone was running around these hills with like a four-wheeler or chainsaw or something at 4 in the morning. It was driving me crazy, but I've been up ever since. It's about 5:30 right now. Good morning. I decided to try to see if I could get some more sleep after waking up early 4 a.m. this morning from whatever, God knows what was going on. I'm glad I did. It's about 8:30 right now. So I got about 3 more hours of sleep. Gonna start my day. I'll have to get packed up pretty soon and head out of here. It's been a pretty good trip. It was a very warm night, and it's a really nice morning too. Alright, I'm gonna start getting packed up here. Alright, so I got my pillow just rolled up. That's what it rolls up into. Very small, lightweight, compact. My sleeping bag before I compress it in the compression sack. I think I'd mentioned earlier that it's a 40 degree. It's actually rated at a 20 degree. And it's barely capable to do a 40 degree if you're not bundled in a winter coat. So, and now the least of my favorites to roll up. This one is a lot more difficult to get in its damn bag. The bags, I'm telling you, that they do for the sleeping pad, that pillow, the sleeping bag's not too bad, but the tent, everything that comes with the bag for it barely fits when you want to put it back in the bag. So this is a prime example of it. Alright, there's my whole sleeping system all packed up. My sleeping bag fit into its compression sack. It's a North Face 20 degree cat's meow. My AirCore sleeping pad, I did get it in there. It wasn't too bad actually this time. And then my pillow. So there it all is. Alright, well, time to take down the tent. I got my wood pile over here. I just kind of stacked everything else that I had laying around. So that's going to be enough for multiple nights. Whether I want a big or a small fire, that's going to be good. Alright, we got her all packed up. Everything's in my backpack there. There's a little spot where my tent's at. You might be able to see a little bit better what I was talking about. How this spot is literally in just a small little opening in the middle of the woods. Honestly, it looks like it was made by deer. But I lucked out. Little path over here that goes across down that way to that opening I was at last night. And then this is my exit, which goes down the hill into a bunch of thick woods as well. So I'm gonna attempt to make a video of how I filter water with my water filtration system. It's a Sawyer Mini, and it comes with a whole setup. I use this little, it's a pillowcase bag. I also got an extra platypus bag. So basically this is the filter. You fill the pouch that it comes with water, and then you filter it right through. You can pour that, you can suck it right through, or you can pour that into a bottle or anything as well. Alright, that's pretty full there. And then this just screws right on. And I can squeeze it out into a bottle. That's filtered water, that's clear. Or I can drink it straight from there. I'm going to filter it into a bottle so that you can see how clear the water is. So, that's how clear it gets your water. And away we go. Lots of birds around these parts. Got one final hill just around this bend, and then I'm home free. It might look like I'm holding my camera at an angle right now, but I am not. Just coming from some flat land. Here's that hill. This is the big one. It's decent. I used to think it was a lot bigger until I discovered what real hills are. Still, with a 40-pound backpack, not the easiest when it's about 75 degrees out. Well, that's it for this trip. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Give me any feedback or comments. I set out this time to make a longer video, so yeah, let me know if you like it. Thanks for watching.